ahead, Brother Gabriel. You have our Torah study today. We're so thankful.
Yes, I'm thankful too to be Yah's servant today, to share with you what he impressed my mind with. So, for the YouTube family, we encourage you to give us a like and place your comment below. It's very encouraging to us, absolutely. So the Torah study of today, it's about the Phineas zealous act. Phineas standing for the truth. Phineas standing for Yah, and in a very difficult time of trouble that they experience. So a summary of today's study, Numbers 25, verse 10 onward to chapter 30, verse 1, would be like Phineas will show his zeal for the cause of Yah. Then the census that they were required to be done by Israelites. Then we have the issue of inheritance, the rights of the daughters of, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Then the successor of Moshe. Moshe, we will see later, it's paying the price for not being entirely submissive to Yah. Then we have the instructions for the feast from Yah, from our Father. He established the feast. He decided when and how. It's not a matter of we to choose the how and when. And then the last part will be about the guidelines regarding vows and pledges. But I was impressed to share with you this affair. I put two titles. I really like the titles. The matter of Peor and Cozbi. That's a quote where Yahweh is speaking to Moshe direct. And to adapt it for today, I call it also the Peor conspiracy and the Cozbi affair. So let's go into it. Okay, so Yah he is emphasizing very important aspects of what happened in this affair, the Peor conspiracy, the Peor and the Cozbi affair. And basically he is saying that Phineas was zealous for my sake. He stand for me. He had the courage to stand from his own initiative. And because of that, I will offer him a covenant of peace. And he received the assurance, and he shall have it. And remember, these are the Creator's words. And he shall have it. Nothing and nobody will stop that. And this covenant will be everlasting priesthood. Important aspect. So, what Phineas did, he was zealous for my sake among them. He had the courage to stand for me in a time of confusion and crisis. Well, to understand what happened, we have to go to verse 1 and 2, because if we go back there a little bit, we'll be able to understand much better why Yahweh said what he said. So in verse 1, it says that people start to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. So it's not only one case, it's plural, people. So the Israelites, a large number that we will see how many pay the price, they start to commit whoredom. In verse 2, it's a description of what what they did and what's the meaning of whoredom, because sometimes we have the impression that it's a reference only to immoral sexual act. No, it's not. It's more than that. So they were encouraged to bow down and eat food dedicated to their gods. And of course, these gods are no others than demons, because we know that Yah said that is no other Elohim than him. So if is no other Elohim, other creator in the universe, Israelites, they start to worship demons here. That's the case. In verse 3 to 5, Moshe orders to take the leaders out because they are responsible. They initiated this crisis. They are guilty and they must pay the price. The judgment is now. So that's the context of what we study today about the Peor conspiracy and Cozbi affair. So the leaders of Israel in this context, they encourage people to bow down and be satisfied in a sinful state. After they commit themselves to the cause of the truth, to the cause of the Creator. The judges starts to enforce the order of hanging the leaders, 24,000 of them. So the judgment day arrive immediately for the leaders. Verse 6 describes best the apostasy and the spiritual blindness and narcissism of these two individuals. So in verse 6 we discover that, if anybody wants to read the verse 6, we have it here on the screen. Or I can do that if it's easier, Sister Barbara.
I can read it because it's hard for everyone to get.
Mm-hmm.
For you,
Go ahead.
Okay. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Numbers 25:6.
So let's go deeper to understand better the context. So an act of immorality take place. Moshe realized the crisis, orders for the leaders to be eliminated and hanged. 24,000 of them were killed. And look what happened in verse 6. A prince and a princess, we will see later who they are, because towards the end of the verse, it says that describes who they were. A prince from the tribes of Simeon and a daughter of a leader of Midian. Important people with power and influence. Their attitude sounds like Laodicean mindset. I am in need of nothing. I want to be satisfied now. Do not care about the consequences. So in the middle of this crisis, they settle themselves in front, according with the Bible verse, in front of Moshe, when they were crying, and the congregation. So think about it, of this act of darkness and apostasy. They show their power, and the only way and the unique way of thinking in that situation. It was unbelievable to me when I discovered that. So for them, the judgment day arrived unexpectedly, because the Creator, Yah, he had a Phineas to stand for him, who had the courage to say, enough, it's enough. So the judges were part of being zealous to apply the judgment. So Moshe ordered to the judges, you apply the judge, the leaders who initiated this crisis, they must be hanged. Well, they followed the orders, but not Phineas. Phineas did it in his own. That's why he is reminded the covenant of peace was, so all of them did the job that they were required, but the covenant of peace was offered only to Phineas. He represented him. He was part of the priesthood. He understood his mission. He really understood that the authority of Elohim cannot be challenged. He cannot be replaced by being in a covenant with him. He was humiliated. He was replaced by demon worshipping and carnal pleasure. This is what happened there. Phineas was a type of leader that had the courage to stand against the rich and powerful. A leader that had the courage to stand for Yah values in the time of crisis. So what are the lessons for us to learn from this conspiracy? Sounds like today, leaders are encouraging people to bow down to foreign gods, to eat and be satisfied and be proud of it. So now, can Saturday be part of the whoredom? Can Rome's holiday also be part of it? Can Christmas and Valentine's parties be part of it? Is the eating and taking part in these acts initiated, promoted, and accepted by the leaders, which they are part of whoredom? Is Baal Peor taking place again, and we do not even realize it? Just to think about it. So Peor means at the top of the mountain. Are worshiping demons taking place at the top of the mountain in front of everyone, and only a remnant sees today? In the name of love today, people forgot the notion of morality, respect, and submission to Yahweh's values. Where is the Phineas today? Is a Phineas available to stand in his own with courage and to call sin that it's sin really? Have you seen, do we see that today, a Phineas in our modern Christian world? The rich and powerful bring into among the people and in front of spiritual leaders abominations. But where is the Phineas of today? Now, in verse 18, another dialogue starts from Yah to Moses, saying, I actually start with verse 17, vex the Midianites and smite them, for they vex you with their vials, wherewith they have beguiled. Where do you remember where this term was used before? It was used in the Garden of Eden. Eve accused that the serpent beguiled her. Beguile means to be charmed and enchanted in a deceptive way, to be seduced. So Yah is telling Moshe, vex the Midianites because they seduce you in the matter of Peor and in the matter of Cozbi, the daughter of the prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague for Peor's sake. So what is the matter of Peor? That's why I call it the Peor conspiracy. So they were, was suggested to them, they were encouraged to sacrifice to demons, bow down to them, eat and be satisfied in doing that. And the matter of Cozbi is whoredom, sexuality without commitment and no consideration for for consequences and for the moral law of the Creator. Is this taking place now? Are these two matters used again against Yahweh's people? Are we again of the matter of Peor today? It's time for me and you to be a Phineas. The covenant of peace is for all those who will stand for him. We will enjoy peace with him and never be beguiled again. So now I want to challenge you. Actually, I want to bring this to the table also. So in Numbers 27, 12 to 23, Moshe pays the price of disobedience too. He will be saved, but he will not enter the promised land. Sin has consequences. This is the message of today's Torah study. Everything we do, even if we know that our Father, our Creator, is love, and He described Himself as being love, still applies and allowed us to suffer the consequences. That's a fact. So if someone is encouraging you in Yahweh's love with no consequences, that person is beguiling you, seducing you. The matters of Peor, Cozbi, and Moshe not being able to enter in the promised land are proof for that. That's 100%. That's why we have this record here. So now I want to challenge you, and I want you, please participate. In this context, I will bring you Ezekiel 33:11, where it says, "As I live, said Yahweh Elohim, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn away his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways. For why will you die, O house of Israel?" So how can we apply, how can we see him, Yah of love, in Peor conspiracy and Cozbi affair? That's my question to everyone, and please participate. So if our
Brother Jason is here, Gabriel, and you'll have to come back in the queue. Go ahead, Jason.
Hello. Happy Sabbath, everyone. I would say that, he's called the Father. And, I'm a father. And, oftentimes children require discipline because you do love them. And I believe it's even a proverb that the man that that spares the rod hates his son. So I think in this case here, there was such a belligerent disobedience that it had to be dealt with to be an example for the whole nation. So I think that love does require discipline and direction, and you don't just let your children just wander off into the wilderness and die. You give them instruction so that they have good judgment and they can they can protect themselves from evil. And that's the end of my answer. Just answering Gabriel's question there.
Okay, thank you.
So I think we see signs of Peor today and a lot of Cozbi affairs, and is the same Yah, but is the Phineas is missing. So what is happening? Why we are here? Why?
We're supposed to be the Phineas, and it just reminds me of the story of the Maccabees, the one that was able to throw the spear, and the first one, like Phineas. I think that's you and me and those that are here today.
So, in other words, how the society of today convince the majority that Phineas is a fanatic and there's no need of him, and the Cozbi affair, it's okay, and Peor conspiracy is fine, because this is what is happening all over the world. Absolutely. I had the chance yesterday to talk with a Seventh-day Adventist pastor, and I present him the truth about the Sabbath. He looked at me like I was half insane, half confused, half. So I was trying to be a Phineas to him, to stand for the truth, to represent Yah, and he tried, as from his diplomacy to agree with me in certain respects, but I saw from his face, I scanned his face, that he totally disagreed with me. So what else impressed you and you want to share with us from this study, from this conspiracy?
It's wonderful to check the word, like being a Berean. I checked Numbers chapter 31, and it was Moses who commanded 1,000 of each tribe to make war with the kings of Midian. And in Numbers 31, Moses commanded, it's Yahweh commanded Moses to kill all those Midianites, because they were the ones who were linked with the Balaam, son of Beor, to cause the people to transgress with idolatry and immorality. So it was Moses, hearing the command from Yahweh, commanded the people to get 1,000 out of every tribe, and Phineas, the son of Eleazar, the priest, to war with holy instruments and trumpets to blow in their hands. That is why they blow shofars, and they fight with holy instruments, 1,000 from every tribe, and they managed to kill the sons of Midian, the Midianites, and slay 5 kings of Midian. 5 kings, and including Balaam, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword. So, our Daddy Papa Yahuwah has a solution. He will command Moses to instruct the tribes to wage war against the propagating of idolatry from the Midianites. And it was Balaam who instigated all this idolatry and immorality through his advice. And he was the son of the Peor. He is the son of Peor. Peor is the father of Balaam, and Balaam is the terrible prophet that caused the sin to be so evil that Yahweh has to command Moses to kill all the Midianites. In verse 7 of chapter 31, they slew all the males, and then they burned all their cities where they dwell in, and all their goodly castles with fire, burned them all, and they took all the spoil and all the prey, both of men and of beasts, and they brought the captives, the prey, the spoil, to Moshe and Eleazar the priest, and unto the assembly of the children of Yasharal, unto the camp on the plains of Moab. And
thank you, Brother Ezra. And that's next week's Torah, and I can't wait to hear next week's Torah study too. But thank you so much, and we're running out of our time here for the Torah study. And Brother Gabriel, did you have a closing words? Because we need to close our Torah study.
I think we can learn from this experience to not listen entirely to the leaders, because the leaders are capable to manipulate our minds to do things that we cannot plan, we cannot think, we cannot comprehend, and we still do it because of their influence. That's an important lesson to remember. So we need a mind to be able to discern. We need power and effort to understand, to read the word, and to bank only on the Creator's words. That's all. That's the success of spiritual life. Amen to that, and thank you.